Welcome back to the FSL Showdown, and here we are for the second game of the day, and it is going to be between the likes of Team 2 and Team 5 on Ascent. That is going to be Kohaibi's team with Iceberg, Lorcos, Baby TZ, and Gwen going up against Ayumi, Millis, Polly, Envious, and Ivory, aka the Overtime Queens. Or the 13-1 Queens, depending on your philosophical curve. But either way, it is going to be a difficult game for them, I believe, because Team 2 are very talented.
Right. I'm more of a 13-1 kind of guy, cup half full. No, wait, well, 2/3 full. I don't know where I'm going with this, but maybe this might be a little bit more difficult because they're going up against the likes of, Kohaibi, Iceberg, Lordcock, so on and so forth. These are players who are not to be scoffed at because
Yeah, not to be trifled with.
oh my god, like Kohaibi last year playing in Game Changers Southeast Asia. I mean, she was like single-handedly finding entries, getting frags, and she just does it like it's nobody else's business. And somehow she does it on an incredibly high mouse sensitivity, high DPI. I think she plays on like what 1600? No, I know it's in the thousands. And then her DPI is like her sensitivity in game is like 2 or something like that. It's insane, is my point. And
That
somehow
does
she
sound
still
ridiculous. Well, let's see their agent picks and see exactly what they're going to be playing on and where this insane DPI is going to be coming into play as well, as it looks like Kohaibi is sitting on a Cypher.
What? You might think that she would play a duelist or something. I think that's something that she's more used to. But of course, this is the showdown. This is different teams. They're all mixed and matched. And you're going to have to adapt around back and forth. Yeah, she used to play Raze a lot more. But here we are. And on the other side, Team 5. I'm not quite sure. I mean, Ayumi, is also one of those players that's incredibly strong, and on the Jet, she might be able to do something. I'm quite curious to see how that duel will pan out between Kohaibi and Ayumi.
It's going to be a difficult game. Ayumi, you're absolutely right. Ayumi has been the one that's putting up numbers for her team. So is Ivory. But you're going up against Kohaibi, Iceberg, Baby TZ, Gwen, Lorcos. These are some strong names in the scene, and it's just a difficult start. Good thing for them, they can start off on the attacker side, do as much damage as they can, and then close things out on the defending side. But the attacker side can be a bit difficult on Ascent, and you can expect some big plays coming out of Team 2.
Still, it is a fairly balanced agent composition, something that you might see in your ranked games, because that is what the teams are basically doing at this very moment in time. The only difference being Cypher and Killjoy, and I'm not quite sure how effective that's going to be, because if you got Ivory just walking up front, putting bullets to your face like that, the door being shut down as well, they already have control over the site. The retake is not going to be an easy feat at all, as she goes back in to get the tag on towards Kohaibi. I think she's already been eliminated. Now down to the 4v3 as they try to retake. Are they aware that there's a player on the other side of A main and players at the bottom of hell? Baby TZ certainly is trying to eliminate them, but now she's done it. It's all up to Millis, and as soon as she swings, she gets a sheriff to the face. That's 4 frags for Baby TZ. What did I just witness?
That's Trike doing Trike things. She's just a beast on her own. She has been playing the duelist quite a lot over the last 2 days, and she has been showing a lot of her prowess and continuing it on in this pistol round with a statement. Like, literally all she pushed through Garden, and it was her job to clear hell. And all Kohaibi had to do was cover the push. Sorry, not Kohaibi. Iceberg. All Iceberg had to do was cover the entrance to the A site, and that's exactly what she did. Finds all those kills, and when the swing comes in from A main, it's Baby TZ to do that as well. And so she sends a quick PM out, and then she gets into the game.
Quick PM, send something in all chat. Hurt your opponent's mental, whatever it is. But that's not an easy thing to do at all. I mean, if it's a sheriff, and here we go, Gwen just jumping up all over the place, spots out, gets that intel, and instantly smokes it off with a Nebula. I'm not quite sure what Team 5 are looking to do from this point out. Ayumi does not have her Cloud Burst, so dashing in probably is not an option. Perhaps just waiting for those smokes to dissipate and then going in for peaks again. Meanwhile, there is a bit of a secondary push going in towards the short position. Baby TZ is going to be the first point of contact right here, but unfortunately they're only going to exchange a couple of shots and then back off. And then repeat. And then miss it.
Oh my Scary God. Fight, but she does win it in the end. That is what matters at the end of the day. It's that you win it. It's not that you lost, like missed all 4 shots at the start. Because they talk about you 5 taps, and she's dodging shots here.
Oh.
But okay, there you go. Millis has finally taken her down, but she's already done the damage she wanted to do. It's already down to the 4 versus 2, and she's already on low HP as well for Millis. Lokos and Kohibi want to secure that kill, and it's all down to Polly with 12 seconds left and position given away as well.
Oh no. 7 seconds remains, and yeah, unfortunately the best that she could have hoped for is a little bit more damage to hurt her opponent's economy, but even then not quite able to do it. And you gotta think this entire round, sure, you could say that Team 5, you know, probably not gonna be able to win just because they only had sheriffs, but there was a chance where they could have done a little bit more damage, but all that was negated just because Baby TZ was pushing them back towards tree, towards garden, towards A short.
Oh, this is a nice spot. That goes there.
And with that, here comes the bonus round. I want to see Team 5 doing something, but I'm still quite nervous, Jace.
You should be, because I'm not there to hold your hand while we go through this together, but I am here in spirit, and Ayumi is here to find some heads, but no. Iceberg is going to find hers instead, as Ivory's already taken control of Garden. That should lull them into a full sense of hope as Baby TZ walks straight in, expecting no one to be that close by. Kohibi there for a trade, but Ivory still finds one more before going down. Ivory a kill onto Kohibi and Baby TZ. That's already a boasting point as Iceberg and Gwen both find a kill each. Somehow bring this into a 1 versus 3 despite the weapon choices. And my goodness, a 3-0 for Team 2.
It was a really good attempt by Lorcox, I guess, to just kind of really stop that trade from going through, and just because there were players pushing in towards Garden, they managed to overwhelm Team 5. They weren't able to actually hold the side post plant. And if you take a look at the scoreboard, this is the bonus round, meaning their economy is in shambles, and Team 2 are just on a roll. Baby TZ even has her ultimate, the Bladestorm. I think that's what she's going to go with this round. Bladestorm TM, bye. Not going to go with a weapon.
Yeah, I mean, at the very start, we said it, that defender side can be so difficult to crack through. And more often than not, we actually see these kinds of rounds become more successful. The rounds where you're stuck on those pistols, where you're stuck on the sheriffs, and you have to get a little bit smart with your plays. We do see those thrifty rounds sometimes go the way of the attackers. So Team 5, they still have a chance here, but they have to make sure they pick the right fights.
Not quite sure if they can, though. I mean, if you just walk in, try peek everything, those fights won't really favor you. You've got Baby TC from the back as well. She's gonna miss all her
no!
So uncharacteristic. Nice recovery with the classic free gun BT dubs. But here we go. Polly's the only one left, and with the Sheriff against the Vandal. Yeah, that's pretty much how this story always goes. 4-0, Jace.
That is a very strong start, Baby TZ. Considering her options, considering this just happened, she's probably hoping that people will just forget this happened, but no one's gonna forget that. Just sprays like forget. Oh no, it's a fast replay. It's a fast replay.
Roll the next clip.
Just looking off into the distance, wondering what just happened. It's like a snapshot of myself looking at my own jet plays. It's like the blaze ups never seems to happen. But you know, she has a couple of chances to redeem herself going forward. Baby TZ has been playing this short position non-stop, and Envious Oh dear, she couldn't secure the kill. Baby TZ gets a kill onto Ivory, peeks into it. Baby TZ's gonna find that as well, as the blind was just a little bit too deep. Baby TZ could just use the wall to keep from being affected by the blind. And Ayumi on the other side, shooting the other side. There's a shock dart doing a bit of damage, down to 41 HP. Destroyed the wall that she's just closed. There's no way for a Sage to close it either. They don't have a Sage on their side. And Ayumi does secure Baby TZ, but there's Gwen again. An anchor in the A site and a strong defense, a 5-0.
You know, we started off the pre-show talking about 13-1 or, you know, 19-17, the overtimes that Team 5 had. And I might have said something along the lines of, you know, I prefer that 13-1. I guess we're seeing that start to form and shape up, but it's not Team 5 getting the 13. It could be Team 2. This is 5-0, and Team 5 has not yet cracked the code. They're still going in with a broken economy just because they haven't been able to win a single round. And right now, with nothing but sheriffs, Team 2 are feeling themselves. Baby TZ is confident. That's why she's pushed up into this forward position. And with an operator, if anyone tries to peek alone, she's going to shut them down. Just like, wait, nope. I eat my words. Ivory somehow lands a perfect shot to her skull with a sheriff. And that could be the opening.
You should run.
What was that? Like mid-movement. Ivory. Like, if ever there was a time to not be talking, I feel like you're just like, I can hear Quack right now. I'm gonna eat his words.
Oh,
Polly getting another kill, and inside the site, the spray down Iceberg with the recon, not a shock dart, but they're doing the work anyway. Oh no. That initial damage just to get shut down on the push into the speedway, and Polly nowhere close enough to do the work after the fact, and unfortunate because such a great start, but no way to capitalize on it. Kahibi, instant shutdown, and a 6 points on the board.
I'm at a loss for words. That is absolutely insane. I mean, all right, I'm way too used to watching Kohibi playing on that Raze, but look at that tripwire. The placement on that thing, I guess it's just something that you don't normally expect, and because of it, first of all, it's a little bit of intel. Second of all, it delays and slows down that initial push. And just because of it, Iceberg was allowed to put up a recon bolt. She was able to pull out her Vandal, and they just sprayed them down as they tried to walk past the lane. And now 6-0. Hopefully this full buy will change something up, but if not, what's going to happen for Team 5?
Right here, revealing area.
I have to say, the nice thing about having the Cypher is you have no limit range on where your utility is effective, so you can use it while you're in the A site. Ivory getting the double kill in this entry, but Iceberg and Kahibi still doing what they do best, but they do bring it back to the 2 versus 2 thanks to Envious. Envious turning around and nearly getting taken down from behind, but now she knows to take which fight, but Kahibi's still alive, and just the perfect spray pattern to find that head. And the 1 versus 2, spike in hand, and Polly caught in mid. That's exactly why you want that Cypher, because you can have that utility anywhere on the map, and it's useful to you.
Yeah, and like a Killjoy, right? You gotta be within range, but there it is. Extra info, extra intel. All the time that Polly takes to get the spike planted allows for Logcox as well as Kohibi to make their way onto site. Unfortunately, though, they don't peek together as a team, and that puts us in a 1v1. Kohibi now, aware of where Polly is hiding, she's just gonna wallbang through, forces her out of cover, and finds that remaining headshot. 3 kills in this round, and Kohibi is not slowing down at all. 7-0, Jace. 7-0.
You remember that that 13-1?
Oh no.
I wonder if this is them getting the reverse of that, or if this is Team 5 building up for the most epic comeback in the history of FSL Showdown.
That would be epic. I would love to see that.
You're epic.
No, you're epic. You're all epic.
You're all epic. You know, memes, quotes, references. You love to see them, you love to hear them. And we love to give them to you. Just as much as Team 2 love giving it to Team 5, and so far there hasn't been a response. It's been a one-way relationship, and it's been abusive.
Oh no. I'm not quite sure I like where this is going either. I mean, we talked about abusive. This is just... Well, this is actually Team 5 fighting back. But considering the fact that they only have sheriffs, despite them having the spike planted, the counter Hunter goes into play. Baby TZ is in a good position to continue to shoot them down. Lorcox goes in with a peek, gets the double spray, and it doesn't matter where they are at this point because every single member from Team 2 just rushes them down. Kohibi yet again, the double kills. This girl is just that sharp, along with her teammates as well, Lorcox and so on and so forth. 8-0. I really don't want to jinx it, but it really looks like this could be happening.
I think you're right, and yeah, it must be such a scary prospect. Like, somewhere in the back of your mind, just saying to yourself, "I have to peek Kohibi in a minute. I have to peek Baby TZ in just a moment." This is it's scary, especially when you don't have your constant teammates to lean on, where at least you can think to yourself, "Oh, I've got this relationship with my teammates that we can build on, and we can work together to take down this opposition." It's like, no, Kohibi's just going ham. You're playing with people you don't normally play with. It's an uncomfortable situation against a very uncomfortable opposition. And a bit of information taken from mid. Polly will send out a shock dart. Doesn't really affect anybody. I think the utility usage so far for this attacker side has been a little bit lackluster as well. We haven't seen too many utility kills. Envious is going to find one, though. It seems to be Team 5 are doing a very good job of finding the initial kills, but they can't close out the round.
Yeah, not quite able to follow it through. And right now, that Cyber Cage is actually doing quite a bit. Kohibi, what is that spray transfer? It actually gets it into the headshot as well. Yumi, despite being able to push in towards stairs, will not be able to hold her ground. And there it is, 9-0.
That is a ridiculous spray transfer from Kohibi. She knows exactly where to put that crosshair. Just to watch it again, because it is beautiful Valorant we're watching here. Look at that. Even starts spraying the door mid-process and runs out of ammo. That is the only thing that's keeping her from like single spraying down the entire team. It's the size of that clip.
And I just want to say again, this girl is playing on an insanely high sensitivity. Around 1,600, 1,000 over DPI with 2 point something in-game sensitivity, I think. Whatever it is, somehow she's able to do it. And right now, the quick rotations over onto the A site, I just don't see how Team 5 can push past this one little choke point. Baby TZ deploying the Blaze Door unfortunately won't be able to do anything because Millis has woken up. Lockdown into play as well, just to push them even further back. And now the spike will be planted.
This could be it. This could be the start. This could be the lockdown to lock down that 9-0 and get that 9-1 instead. As Lorcos is going to be the one leading the charge, so Kohibi has the space. Again, she's the sentinel doing all this work. Oh, Lorcos, very important kill. And one bullet! Oh, she peeks with a single bullet. And Kohibi, oh, it's a but she still gets it! And it's gonna be a 10-0. Kohibi, can you stop it? It's not okay.
How did that work? What on earth? First of all,
so rude.
Oh my goodness, they're teasing us, Jace. You had one round left in the chamber. You have two players on the other side of hell. They peek into each other at the same time and just happen to line up for Kohibi's spray. And she gets 2 headshots out of that. We thought it was going to be a 9-1, but this is a 10-0.
This, has been an experience. That's all I can say. Kohibi is just... What even is that? You know? What even... There's Baby TZ finding Envious. That Sheriff just had nothing to say at all in that situation. Lorcos going to be peeking towards mid link, and there's Baby TZ to find the shot. There's the follow-up. Looking for another kill close to the left. Nice shot from Ayumi to answer back, but plenty of damage already done. Out comes Iceberg, straight into the crosshairs of Ayumi, where we can finally see some of that brilliance coming into play. And, well, there's Kohibi. There's Baby TZ. You're trying to take all these fights by yourself. Where is your Astra? There's Ivory finally shutting down Baby TZ. And Kohibi knows what fight she can take. She is going to get that one kill. Ivory looking for the last one, but of course, you're not going to outpeak the Queen. And she has been the Queen of C for
round in the half.
God knows how long. She's been in FPS forever.
Oh yeah, she really has. She's been playing since a young age, even in the other tactical shooter, and now she's in Valorant, and she is non-stop kicking butt. I mean, 17-2. Can they keep this up? And if they can, what's her ACS gonna be like? What's her ratio after this? It's like 8.0 or something. I have no idea. We're sitting at the last round of the first half, and they just might be the ones to push this into overtime, unless Team 5 can do something with their last-ditch full-buy efforts. Ayumi dashes up front, eliminates Big Gwen, might just be able to secure a little bit more space for her team. Oh! She sends a blind Blade Storm right-click it towards Baby TZ. Now, with a little bit more space, they finally get the spike planted. 4 players on the A site to hold it post-plant. Kohibi waiting for the Aldrin to get a little bit more information. And then now perhaps push together. Oh, there it is. They need to secure those players underneath of Hell, but unfortunately that's just way too many targets to hit. And for the first time in a long while, a really long while, Team 5 wins one round.
6-1 KD for Kohibi. 18 and 3 deaths. She has a 6.0 KD. That's ridiculous.
Oh my goodness.
How can you have that stat at any point in the game? How can you have that stat? That's insane from Kohibi. And I mean, yeah, I wonder what her ratio is going to be at the end. It's going to be ratio plus L plus your cringe or something. That's going to be the ratio at the end of the game because she's just been doing it. She does. She does. She just does.
She just does. And well, if you want to see more Kohibi, I mean, first of all, continue to watch this game, even though it might end pretty soon. But there's going to be more of Kohibi in the upcoming VCT Game Changers 8-pack. Open number 1 will be, I think, sometime in March 3rd, so on and so forth. But right now, on the attacking side, they are trying to bait out some extra pieces of utility, some peaks perhaps. Team 5 kind of discouraged from doing anything at this point, but here it goes. Utility into place. It's going to be the gravity well that kind of slows down the initial push. Lorcox will not be able to make it through. But somehow, Baby TZ will just jump over it, and now they're actually onto site.
Oh, Kohibi still looking for those fights. That's the Sentinel still trying to bring the fight to them. Oh, what a flick! But still, she secures a kill onto Ayumi. Melis still gonna find the refrag, and nothing but right clicks here from Melis towards Iceberg in this 1 versus 3. Baby TZ with everything to do. She got a 4K in the first one. She could do it again. Well, she's gonna get a 3K at the very least. There it is, the 3K from Baby TZ, and match point has been secured.
No, Jace, my brain is melting. How is this possible? How is this possible? Ayumi can't do anything by herself. I mean, all these shots are good. All 3 of them were trying to push her down, but somehow, just inside of Boathouse, she peeks, she weaves, she ducks in and out of cover, and finds 3 headshots.
Way to isolate 3 fights. That is such great spatial awareness coming in from Baby TZ. And push comes in, the information gets transferred immediately. Lorcos finds the kill through the smoke. And that is just teamwork coming into play from a team that don't play together. Ayumi and Envious, though, they will bounce back, will do a good amount of damage in response, but Loco still finds a kill, finds another, and it's a 2 versus 2.
One enemy remaining.
Now it's 1 versus 1, but Millis getting a little bit antsy, pushes out and straight in towards Kohivi, where she just puts it to her full of holes. 13-1 chase. 13-1. How many clips do we have at this point?
Like, how many of them were in the hands of Kohivi? I mean, 21-4. She dropped from 6-0 KD to 5, so she practically threw. No, I'm just kidding. That is still a crazy stat to have. That is look at that, 358 average combat score. That is the final ACS for Kohivi. 279 for Iceberg and 262 for Baby TZ. Breaking those 200s, breaking the 350. That is a very strong performance. And that is now for Team 1. They have now, sorry, not for Team 1, for Team 2, they have won 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4. They have won all 4 of their games. So that's nice. And finally, our final matchup is going to be Team 4 versus Team 1 on Bind. That's going to be Trix's team versus Ginny's team.
And
I've
that's...
seen the last time I saw the Ginny versus Trix matchup. It was a long time ago, but it was a good matchup. You love to see it. It's an OG matchup.
OG matchup. That's exactly what it is. I mean, they played last year. We had our power rankings for the VCT Game Changer Southeast Asia, our FSL, FSL Elite. You know, at the top, of course, Alter Ego Celeste. I think now we might have some new queens on the board. Who knows? We're just going to have to wait and see. Second, normally we had Enigma Galaxy, which is Trix's team. But out of nowhere came Mad Army, and that's where the addition of Ginny came into play. And now they've been picked up by X10 Crit, which is a pretty damn interesting thing. I can't wait to see what they have for us next month. But another just fun thing to point out is K4Daddy, who is a part of, I believe, Team 1, Trix's team. And she's going off in chat saying, I just finished my lunch. I need some time to digest my food. Kohivi, stop. You're too fast. You're too good. What's going on?
Just Kohivi things. And, well, I hope that K4Deity can digest as much as she can as quickly as possible. You know how, like, right after you eat, you start to feel, like, kind of dizzy, kind of lazy as well?
Yeah, it's a food coma.
Yeah, hopefully you can break through that, because you're going up against Ginny, you're going up against Mochi and Primi and Aluka and Oreophilia. It's not an easy game. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taking a short break. Hopefully it'll be enough for K4Deity. We'll be jumping into our final best of 1 before we get our best of 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back.